follow you where your brain goes, under oceans and over rainbows. If you want me to, then baby, say so. Just say so, just say so. I wanna follow you where your brain goes, under oceans and over.
What is going on? Simmer Down live from home. Once again, we're doing the video thing, and man, I am so excited because we get to go full alien tonight with Little Stranger. What's going on, guys?
What's up, Daddy?
Those white sunglasses. I love them. Those are like legendary right there. So guys, before we talk about, who you are and all that crap, I want to start this off by how I met you guys and how I discovered you guys. So I was on tour with Porch 40. I was TMing for them, and Of Good Nature was on the run many years ago. And we were upstairs in the green room, and I looked at Cam, and I was like, so it looks like there's this other band I've never heard of before that's supposed to be here, for the next two shows. And he's like, dude, they're dope. And I was like, all right, I'll trust you. And, the poorhouse was just packed, and you guys showed up, and you guys just blew me away. Absolutely blew me away. Tell us about Little Stranger.
Well, shit. After that intro.
Yeah. Poorhouse, that was like early days figuring some shit out.
It was, yeah. That was like our first couple years touring. We really we started the project, like we had both been in bands before that came to an end, fizzled out as bands do after, if you're not all in, whatever, it fizzled out. And so we started our project. And can you still hear us?
Oh yeah, I got you.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. But we started our project, and we were both like 26 when we started it, and we were like, all right, we got to hit the ground running here and like make up for lost time. And so we just toured. We linked up with our booking agent, Caleb Coker, who's still our agent, and we just had him put us on the road like as much as possible. So the first like couple years touring, we were sort of like figuring out how we're going to do this thing live. We started with a full band. And pretty quickly, we were like, I don't know. It was hard logistically. That gets harder if everyone's not all in. So we tried to make the two-piece work live. And once we did that, it was like, all right, we can really start hitting it now with like the loop station and just like rolling as a two-piece. It's just us making the decisions. And so we just started grinding the pavement, and like, that's probably, we met you probably pretty early on into that of like figuring out our live show. And
and thank God for places like Poorhouse. Where's that? In
Raleigh.
Yeah, like places that will kind of let an opener, like kind of nobody, show up and get on shows like that. Like I remember that show very well.
Me too.
We've had some incredible shows there, and now the last one I think we headlined.
Yeah, and we're going to again coming up.
Damn.
Times are changing, boys. If you're just tuning in, you're late, but it's okay. You're listening to Simmer Down live from home. We got John and Kevin from Little Stranger. It's Alien Night here. As you can see, aliens everywhere. And we love, oh yeah, that's right. You got to do it. You got to do it, man. So we're talking about kind of how you guys got started and everything. You guys are from Philly originally, and then you went to Charleston. Tell us about that. How did that happen? Why did that happen?
Yeah, we went to high school together in Philly, but we were kind of ran in different crews.
Yeah.
Played music with different people, but we were friends, but not really. Didn't hang out much like outside of school, really.
Yeah.
But like, the love was there. I came down to college at Charleston in 2012 with my former band, who we all went to high school together as well. And then once I came to Charleston, I lived here for 5 years. I moved home to Philly for a year, and that's when me and Kev linked up while he was living in Fishtown.
Yeah.
And we were like, dude, we should do like a side project. Like we had gotten on stage together at shows in Philly, and we just like worked really well together. We were like, let's do like a little EP side project, dude. It'd be super fun. And kind of as soon as we started doing that, we were like, this is pretty cool. We should roll with this. And I already had plans to move back to Charleston. And
And I was looking forward to ditching a lot of my life responsibilities.
right.
I feel like I was close to being kicked out of Philadelphia at that point.
Ooh, wow, it's tough to get kicked out of Philadelphia.
I had a weird World Series moment where I caught a ball over the line, and the outfielder should have got it.
Yeah, you still get the death mail. To Charleston.
Yeah. So the Philly shows are always a little dicey, but I was ready for a shakeup. I was ready for a shakeup in my life, and John threw out the opportunity to come to Charleston.
So this is great. When I told him I had plans, I was like, dude, I'm going back because I knew I could come to Charleston. And my plan before we had any band going, I was like, I can go there and make money playing music in bars and wedding stuff, playing guitar. So that was my goal. And then I kind of had to convince Kev to come down, and which I poured my heart out for him. But he was like, dude, I'm down, but I need a job like immediately.
Yeah.
And so I had recently started working at this cold pressed juice place.
Okay.
And it was like there was like 5 of us working there. It was a great job. And I told Kev, I'm like, dude, I got you a job. But the only position they have available is you got to be the guy in the carrot costume who's spinning the sign out in front of the juice place. And Kev was like, fuck it, I'm down.
Absolutely.
That we weren't big enough for there to be, we didn't have it in the budget for a carrot costume, but Kev was in.
Yeah.
Well, it's better than Chick-fil-A, right?
Kev's first job.
Oh man.
When I was 14 years old.
Yeah, that's never fun, man. So I'm gonna move on here a little bit. Really? Okay. So we're not gonna move on. We're gonna stay here in Philly now. Let's move on. Dude, you guys have Caleb, man. Caleb is so cool, man. And I got a feeling we're going to talk about him in just a second. You guys are not reggae really at all, but the reggae scene gave you a big hug and brought you right in and said, you're with us. How did that happen?
Yeah, dude, it's like, it's so funny, almost from the get-go, because my former band was more in the reggae world.
Yeah.
And I almost, like, when we started doing this a little more, like, alternative hip-hop thing, we kind of made it a point from the beginning that we're like, yo, we want to explore, like, a different realm. But we had connections within the reggae scene. And
probably to get some shows early.
Yeah, get some, like, opening slots and stuff. And like you said, we got, like, a big hug early on from that fan base and that community, and like immediately we were like, the fuck are we talking about? Like this is like, it's such a good scene to be in as an up and coming band. The fan bases are amazing. The bands that we tour with are like our best friends.
Yeah.
And so it kind of, I don't know how exactly it happened, but I think like our music fits with that whole scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I feel like energy wise, and also like doing hip hop is such a like, you're either like in the super modern stuff, which we don't fit into that category at all.
Right.
Or you're in the like uber weirdo stuff, and those guys don't seem to get great shows or things like that. So it kind of just, it made sense that like reggae, at least like there's that crossover that happens with hip hop pretty often with people, but like I don't know. I feel like it didn't make sense a few times, and then once we started seeing bands like The Movement and things like that,
Trop,
and being like, okay, this is like definitely our family over here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like, the thing with the reggae scene, I was talking with the Reese brothers the other day, and they kind of have the same situation in a sense. And it's you don't really have to be reggae to be in this family. You just got to be really cool and really groovy, I mean, it's such a crazy thing. No other genre really has that. Like, reggae goes with so many different genres, from hip hop to funk to jam to electronic music. I mean, all over the place. So, it really just makes sense for this kind of stuff to happen. And I'm seeing it happen a lot more. It's really interesting how this is happening. And we love to have you because we love you.
Thank you.
Yeah, pumped to be here.
Yeah, man, we're having the time of our lives right now, being and like getting to know the bands almost is like the coolest part. The fan base is amazing too, but like we're in this tier now of like the up and comers in it, and it's like such a cool gang of groups that we're touring with, like Article and Bumpin' and Trop were really great, have been great to us from the beginning,
Mhm.
bringing us on shows and like kind of like introducing us to their fan bases up in the Midwest. Sure, like Trop putting us on in the Midwest has been huge, and like, but it's not just cool that we tour with them. We're like I'm texting with 3 of the members of Trop today, just like shooting the shit, as they're the homies.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's homies. I texted Rhodes today. Well, we're going to talk about this new single in a second. I said, if you could like put Little Stranger into one quote or one word, what would it be? And he said, "Functified."
I think that.
Yeah, man. I've hit up a couple people. We're going to talk about a few more of them throughout the time, because everybody is a family. It's like you can just hit them up. I'm just like, "Yo, what's up?" And in other genres, yes, but man, we are just so tight. It's crazy, and it's almost like a reggae gang. Like
gangs for sure.
Yeah. All right. If you guys are just tuning in, you're really late. But it's okay. You're listening to Simmer Down live from home. I'm DJ Crowley, hanging out with Little Stranger, the aliens themselves. We're going full alien tonight because why not? Why not? And man, real quick, how can we find you guys before we move on?
Tom Kev.
The internet. Definitely. I think everything is Little Stranger or Little Stranger Music. It's pretty straightforward. The website's littlestrangermusic.com. Instagram's Little Stranger Music. I think the Facebook's probably the same.
It's Little Stranger Music.
We don't really mess around with Twitter much. I think if I opened that Pandora's box, I would say a lot of really dumb stuff.
We sent one tweet out, I think, in the history of our Twitter, and it was a great tweet. We were at a show in Wilmington, North Carolina. We opened up for Zach Deputy and Oogie Wawa.
Oh, yeah.
Funky room. And we got finished our set, and we were like, we had some mushrooms, and we were like, all right, we can gobble down some mushrooms right now and watch Zach Deputy play. And me and Kev were feeling like real good. Everything was hilarious. And
everything was hilarious.
I think something about Chris Pratt.
It's something like a Chris Pratt movie had just come out.
I think it was Avengers stuff.
It might have been. Yeah, it might have been. And you said, oh
my God,
it was like something to do with Chris Pratt's only funny when he's not the most handsome person in the room.
Yeah.
That was your Twitter post.
Yeah, we tweeted it out there.
Yeah. And I was like, he's like, this'll get him. Our one tweet with no following. Yeah, this'll get him.
I hate Twitter. I hate it. I don't understand it at all. With some of the bands that I was a TM for many years, and that was part of my job to do the Twitter thing. I just didn't get it. Like there was no. The Instagram thing has more of the artsy thing, and that's kind of what I kind of like enjoy, I guess, a little bit more of. Now that's a whole nother story, Facebook buying Instagram and all that. But but let's talk about what's coming up here. Actually, what just happened? You just dropped a brand new single featuring the boys from Trop, Sunburn. Tell us about it. Did you get a sunburn recording it?
Well, this is an interesting one, man, because like actually this song, I wrote like my verse and chorus, no joke, probably 6 years ago. And I just kind of like had been sitting on it for a while. And with the original Little Stranger releases, we weren't trying to do that sound. It was like trying to be like a much more, I guess, hip hop.
Right.
And but we kept on coming back to it, and Kevin wrote his verse a couple years ago, and again we sat on it, and then we had signed last year. We signed with a record label, and sent them a bunch of songs that we had been working on, and they really liked it, and it kind of like sparked a new interest in the song again. And like, to be honest, it was the only song they liked of like 20 songs we sent them.
I think I know who it is.
We're no longer with that record label. So now we're working with Ineffable, and we couldn't be happier. They're awesome. Total just like support system. We have the creative control, and it's great. They're an awesome team.
Yeah.
So then once we got like re-inspired on it, we wanted to put a feature on it and kind of wrote the whole ending bit. And we were like, Rhodes would just be the perfect dude to have on this track. And he delivered. He crushed his verse.
Yeah.
So it's cool. It's been like a journey. The song was like this one section for 4 years, and then Kevin added his part. Then it was that for 2 years, and then like we added Rhodes, and it all kind of like came together. And yeah,
but you know, that is, sorry to interrupt you. That's the cool thing. You know, like I have a little. Everybody has like a songbook. I don't know. I'm traditional. I have a songbook. I have the Google Docs too, but like everybody's got a little book that they write stuff in. And you know, I was talking to Rimo from Slightly Stupid years and years ago, and he was like, "Dude, we like I think it was Meanwhile back at the lab. They were about to drop, and we were talking about that." And he was like, "Dude, we had like 70 songs, you know, and we just like went back, you know, into all these tracks that we were, you know, just scribbles and found these golden nuggets. So it is really cool. You can like just go back and be like, I'm going to revisit this, and now this is a banger. You know, I found the golden nugget, the final, you know, key to the equation. It's interesting. A lot of people do that.
Last night, actually, we stayed up till midnight to listen to it on the release, and it's been the last year was rough with being with this label. We weren't allowed to put out music, and we just felt like we're like, please let us release music. We need to so bad. And so finally getting to put something out, it was like a big relief for us. And so we listened to the song last night, we cheered some champagne, and then we opened up Logic and went through all of our old ideas that we haven't finished yet. And we were nice and like feeling good and buzzed up. And we're like, I literally have a list next to me of like 15 songs that just we haven't finished yet. And we're like, all right, these are dope. Let's dive back in on these.
Yeah.
Put one song out and we're already thinking about the next album. We're ridiculous.
Ready.
Yeah. So what's coming up next? I mean, so you weren't allowed to release any music. That's dumb. But now you are, and you're with Ineffable. Shout out to, you know, Cousins and Reed and the whole crew over there. You know, great people. They are just taking control of this scene, man. It is nuts. I know. And Scott's on Scott Woodruff is on the top of the mountain directing the whole thing. But yeah, no, I mean, so what do we got? What do we got coming up after this? You know, I know you got some killer festivals. You got summer camp, you got Halloween, and you're also going to be rolling over to my old stomping grounds, Soundcheck Studios in Pembroke, who just finally opened their 1,000-person venue. I used to work over there, so. Tell us about what's coming up. Yeah.
Well, music-wise, we have. We're going to be dropping a 11, possibly 12-song record in November. We're going to drop singles every month leading up to it.
Yeah.
So our next single is going to be coming out September 3rd, and like straight up, it's our favorite song we've ever done.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah.
It's called Red Rover. We've done it live like this year when we're out playing, and it's just like a up-tempo heater. Like, I couldn't be more excited to put that next song out. And we got some really cool features on the singles coming up. So yeah, but we're just back to grinding it on the road. So we're gonna be hitting, like you said, summer camp and Halloween, and we're going down to holidays in Mexico in December.
Nice, very cool.
So I think we're there the week before Closer to the Sun is happening.
Yeah,
we're on more of like a jam bill. It's like Disco Biscuits, Humphreys, McGee, Mo.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Crowley, Tuna, and Cut Chemist.
Yeah, they'll be there.
Oh yeah. Beautiful, man.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, we're debating whether or not we just stay the week and sneak into Closer in the Sun and maybe just set up and someone lets us play.
We're like, we're here, guys.
It's like, yeah, or you can busk it out, or just, you know, hit up the new Ineffable fam. Who knows, you know?
Yes.
Man, I'm so happy to see you guys thriving. You know, I like I said, that first drop in Raleigh, I was like, wow, these guys are something special, like something special. And it's really cool to see you guys, you know, really being noticed and being like, yo, yeah, these guys are dope. You know, they are. And people are saying it. And we can't wait to see what's coming in the future. So September 3rd, you guys got another single coming out. Make sure you guys check that out at Little Stranger on the internet, all over the internet, and just touring like crazy, like always, man. I got a few more questions for you before we get out of here, and we're gonna get a little weird here. So, aliens. Number one, where does the alien thing come from within the Little Stranger? And then we'll move on to something even weirder.
Oh, that's a good question. I feel like we've always just been a good kind of like, it's good to put a lot of the energy into just like an alien figure. We want the sound to be weird and strange and like kind of unknown, and like everything's kind of spacey with synths and things like that. I don't know. Yeah.
We had always we obviously being raised in the 90s, like the classic alien face logo to us has always just been like in my life nonstop. I got a tattoo of an alien today, actually.
Yeah. I saw something. Did you really?
You know, did you ever play Toe Jam and Earl growing up?
I think I know what that is. Maybe.
Sega Genesis game.
Yeah. Okay.
They hopped around from planet to planet, and the whole soundtrack was like 8-bit hip hop. But I got the Toe Jam done today. So it's
like, sick.
Yeah. So it's always been like we just love it. And I think though the moment was when we were making the artwork for the Techniques EP.
Yeah.
And we were looking at it, and like it was this really cool we have it on our wall right now here. But before it was just like the picture of us, and
it's like this trippy repeating.
Yep.
And we were like, it's super cool, but we're like, something's missing. And then we were like, put alien faces on. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So I feel like that kind of sparked like the alien. It birthed it, at least, like something that we wanted to do.
Oh yeah, and it just fits. Like it's just like bread and butter with you guys. Like it was. Yeah. I just never knew exactly where it came from. I knew it works. I just didn't know quite where it came from. You know. But so.
I don't feel similarly.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where it came from, but it works.
It does. I mean, aliens rule. And before we get to that, was that a vinyl right there of that one?
That was a vinyl.
Okay, we're gonna have to talk later on because I got this PLX 500 down here.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to grab one of those. But anyway, we got to go back into aliens here. So we know kind of where the aliens come from in Little Stranger, but let's talk about real aliens. Have you guys by chance been watching any of the news and all this crazy stuff that keeps on popping up about aliens?
The Tic Tac and the it's been like over 100 confirmed by the CIA or something. I follow it lightly enough. It's one of those where if they came to us, I'd be worried. I hope someone would interact with the aliens before us. But if they came to us, I would.
I haven't. Okay. I've sort of lightly followed along. I know last year, peak pandemic, the government was like, also guys, there's aliens. Everyone was like, actually.
There's too much already happening to just lay that on us. Yeah. Everyone was like, I can't right now.
Yeah, I can't right now.
I can't right now. No, thank you.
And murder hornets. Yeah, I mean it's crazy, dude. I'm all in too.
Have you ever watched Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind? It's a documentary. I think it's on Amazon.
Is this with the Air Force guy?
It's this guy who he's had multiple alien encounters or UFO encounters, and he takes people out. He does this whole program where he takes people out, and they literally they go to these remote places where there's known to be sightings, and they all sit in a circle, and these people meditate for 30 minutes and then channel their energy to be essentially saying, we want to be contacted.
No, I haven't seen that one.
It's honestly, it sounds really out there, obviously, but it's like pretty fascinating, man. They have like photo evidence and stuff, and this guy like interviews with the people who go on these retreats, and they say they're like, yeah, like almost every time it happens.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I remember, I think Kevin was hinting at the Air Force guy who's in the ATIP program who bounced out.
Yeah, he was the guy. Wasn't he on Joe
He
Rogan
did a
or
Joe,
something?
yeah, big Joe Rogan.
Yeah, and he's all over the news right now. And then his other partner was like head of Department of Defense for Obama and Bush and everything. And he's, saying stuff. So something is not making sense here. I don't know what's going on, but I do feel like something is going to. I think within the next 5 years, I think something's going to go down. I do.
Let's go.
Something's gonna go down. It's just no one's made it sound quite fun yet. I'm really hoping we can get like a fun vibe right from the get with the aliens, but it does seem a lot more terror based.
Well,
yeah.
It's the news.
I just always what's the in Mars Attacks? It's like the hippies have the dove.
Yeah.
Starts the war. It's like I would be that hippie.
And isn't it in Mars Attacks? It's music explodes their brains.
Yes,
it's some old school music. Yeah. I can't remember who it is, but it's like one song or something. Yeah,
it blows their brains up. So if they do come, the reggae scene is gonna be the last line of defense.
Yeah, I mean that's it, and that's it. I mean, and they're just gonna go and then we'll see what happens from there.
Our vibing, we're all hanging out.
Yeah, man.
I'd marry an alien chick. I'm in.
So yeah, I wanted to touch on that because me and Blue have been getting into this like really hard. I'm all about the aliens, but like there is just something happening, and I think we're going to find out something very soon. Anyway,
do you guys have some intel? Do you know something we don't know?
Well, no, I don't.
I
wish I did.
How long ago did you decide to flip the sunglasses upside down?
So do you know the story behind that?
No.
Okay, so in Boston, where I was living in Mass, my buddy Brian Hitchings, who is an unbelievable artist up in Massachusetts, and he is the true alien. And we were at the Levitate Festival, and he came up to me with his shirt unbuttoned, chest hair out, ready to party, looks at me and goes, "Hey, you want to come hang out with us today? You'd be really cool if you did, but here's the one thing: you got to turn your sunglasses upside down. It's full alien, baby." And man, from that moment on, me and Hitch and Papa's, it just became this huge thing. And when I was with the Elevators, we took it out on the road, and like all the kids in the audience all over the country were doing it. And it's the thing, man. It's really cool. It's just our little thing, and we like to get weird, and that's why I like you guys, because you guys are weird too.
Yes, sir. You're the pioneer. I don't know anyone else doing it.
Yeah, I mean Hitch is the masterman of it, and then I kind of brought it out to the tour, and people started digging it. Now I guess it's happening. So guys, it's been a blast hanging out with you. We're so stoked, man. They got a brand new single. It's called Sunburn, featuring our boys Tropodelic. Matt Rhodes is on that one, and they're hanging out with Ineffable Music now, which is absolutely stellar. I'm so happy to hear that, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for you guys. We're going to close it out here, and this is kind of usually I ask the first time I interview somebody, what does reggae mean to you? But we've kind of already talked enough about reggae. And I really want to close this out with something that I've kind of picked up on from you guys from the start, and I think a couple other people have too, that is very unique to you guys. So you guys say there's nothing too heavy in what we're doing. What's the point of living if it ain't a good time? It's a theme in your music, and most musicians choose the opposite direction. Not all of them, but most. It's like more intense, like, sad and everything. You guys don't really do that. why did you decide to take that road?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
We always kind of say we're like we don't take ourselves too seriously, but we take what we're doing very seriously. Like we're not trying to cut any corners with our music, but thematically up until this point, yeah, it's sort of like lighthearted, just like fucking have a good time, sing along to a chorus, and we bring a lot of energy in the live show. But we always try to like not, because there is a lot in music of like people take themselves so seriously, and it's like the image and stuff, and I don't know, we try to like not get wrapped up in that. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, even just thinking about that just a little bit, yeah. I feel like it's more vulnerable for us to fully just be our like kind of jokey selves and still be really creative and be able to joke and be able to have a good time, because that's how we are from day to day.
Yeah.
We're not like,
Yeah, because I will say too, it's not something we think about.
no.
Like that's like just the music that we like to make, and like it's me and Kevin hang out, and like we're like constantly cracking up and having fun, and we just sort of like that bleeds into studio sessions where we're like,
because even when things are heavy, we tend to be able to joke about it and kind of try to laugh at it pretty quickly.
Yeah, until we cry.
Yeah, until we cry. And I will say I feel like I'm excited for this album too, because this album will probably show a lot more, even more vulnerable moments.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's a couple songs on this one that we really do. We broke away from that like narrative a little bit, and we talk about some real shit and get very serious on it, which will be nice. I think it'll be nice for people to hear.
Yeah.
It is. I feel like it's us. We like to have a good time.
Yeah, to a fault almost.
Well,
I don't know.
As Ed from Sugar Shack says, you're full of surprises and you're easy to love. We love you guys so much.
I love Eddie. He's the man.
And we can't wait to see what you guys are going to get into in the future, man. I see you guys going to the very top of the mountain, not just the reggae mountain, way up there, all right? So keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Check them out at Little Stranger on all the internet, I guess we like to say, because that's what we do now. It's internet. And please go support these guys. And, man, just kick back, relax, and have a good time. That's what they're all about. I love you guys so much, and we will talk to you in the future.
Love you too, bro. Dude. This is great.
Yeah. Peace and love, guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Boom. All right, guys. We'll see you, all right?
All right,
Sounds
brother.
good, brother. Peace.
Yeah. All right. Peace and love.